for? You think I'm too? Huh?
Don't you go there.
Don't you, man. Your man.
Don't you go there.
You a superstar. You put your hands on me.
I didn't touch you. I didn't touch you. I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
Toni, this is unacceptable behavior. I had to try to de-escalate it as much as I could. I didn't touch Tamar. I got in between she and Toni because Toni's smaller than Tamar. That's like a Rottweiler trying to fight a Yorkie.
Can someone please just pull the plug on the Braxton sisters reality TV chaos already? This family has turned every season into a battlefield with no peace in sight.
Y'all don't like me because y'all jealous.
You're a mean girl. You're
you're such a hater. Y'all hate me so bad. Oh, my God.
And mental illness is real. It's real.
Oh, I'm crazy?
Mental illness is real. Go ahead, Toni. I'm listening. I don't argue with sick people. Go ahead.
Bitch, I will you up. Don't play
don't
with me.
do that.
I swear to God. What you not going to do is with my mental health when all y'all really need to pick.
They've cycled through more therapists than most people change hairstyles, yet somehow the drama keeps exploding louder every time. It's like therapy sessions turned into war zones instead of healing circles. Toni and Tamar are back at it again, throwing verbal punches left and right. Tamar went off, asking Toni if she really slept with that other man, and the whole room froze. Then someone dropped another bomb, allegedly Birdman too. Like, seriously? Tawanda even jumped in, accusing Toni of messing with her own ex, which sent everyone spiraling.
Who's the man that I stole?
Tony's. You slept with them a few times.
Who? What man?
You not get
Talking about the Versus battle where Birdman, Manny Fresh, and other Cash Money artists hit
The shade, the tension, the absolute nerve. Now things have gotten so wild that they're threatening to have Tamar locked up. She's gone from emotional to explosive, screaming, crying, and lashing out like she's had enough of everyone's fake love. And Toni, she's not even playing the peacemaker anymore. Her calm queen energy has turned into straight coldness. Everyone's masks are slipping, and we're seeing who's really who in that family drama. The Braxton family feud has gone from entertaining to pure madness. No lines, no limits, and no turning back.
But her sister Tamar was loud and proud in the middle of the stage with her brother-in-law, and she was not only seen twerking and bopping her head to all the hits played from both sides.
Each sister's got secrets, and they're dragging each other through the mud on national TV. It's messy, emotional, and addictive. You can't look away for even a second. If there's one thing Tamar got right, it's that this whole family might need a serious mental health check and maybe a prescription or two, because the way these sisters been acting lately, it's not even close to normal. Nothing about their behavior screams peace. It's pure chaos, non-stop. Every episode feels like a breakdown waiting to happen. Now let's get into this wild Birdman situation, because that's where the drama really popped off. During one episode of The Braxtons, Tamar showed up to dinner with that "I know something y'all don't" look and started grilling her sisters about a cease and desist letter she mysteriously received at her private address. She wasn't even mad about the letter itself at first. It was how they got her new address that made her lose it. See, Tamar swore up and down that her home was under a different name for privacy, like most celebrities do, so for someone to get that info, someone close had to snitch. Fans online immediately started pointing fingers at Tawanda, Trina, or even Toni, accusing them of leaking her address. The family group chats must have been on fire that night because the tension on camera was unreal. Then came the twist nobody saw coming. The family's own attorney confirmed that Michael Braxton Jr., their brother, was actually the one who sent the cease and desist. The reason? They brought their niece Ashley onto the show without his blessing. But that reveal didn't calm Tamar down one bit. Instead, she exploded, saying it wasn't even about the letter anymore. It was about her sisters scheming behind her back. And just like that, what started as a dinner talk turned into a full-on Braxton battlefield. Voices raised, hands flying, tears, accusations, pure madness. 1 minute it's about a letter, the next it's about betrayal, and suddenly everyone's dragging everyone. This family doesn't argue. They erupt. Things went from bad to straight explosive when Tamar started accusing Tawanda of stealing from her for years. Tamar claimed she had loaned Tawanda a whopping $50,000 to help with a down payment on a house, but Tawanda fired back, saying it wasn't a loan at all. It was a gift of $35,000. That's a huge difference, and it didn't stop there. Tamar then dropped another bomb, saying Tawanda had been secretly using her credit card for 4 years to pay her own phone bill. Can you imagine? But Tawanda wasn't about to stay quiet. She flipped the whole thing and called Tamar the real thief. And then came the nuclear-level accusation. Tawanda said Tamar had slept with one of Toni's ex-boyfriends. The producers had to literally bleep out the name during the show so no one knew exactly who she was talking about. But that didn't stop fans from playing detective. Online, people started buzzing that the mystery man might have been Shamar Moore, one of Toni's old flames from way back. Others swore it was Birdman, claiming the affair went down years ago and just got buried under family drama. The theories were flying wild, and everyone had their own version of the truth. Then on the show, Tamar directly confronted Toni, asking if she really slept with her other man, and Toni's face said everything. That awkward silence, that look, it was giving pure Birdman vibes. Fans watching went crazy, convinced Tamar was throwing real shade right there on camera. And here's where it got even messier. Just days before this aired, fans were already side-eyeing Tamar for being too friendly with her brother-in-law, Birdman. It all happened at that Versus battle in Las Vegas when Birdman, Manny Fresh, and the Cash Money crew went up against Master P and No Limit. Cameras caught Tamar laughing, touching, and acting a little too cozy backstage, and social media exploded with clips. People were like, wait, is this the same Birdman Toni's with? The timing couldn't have been worse, and the Braxton family drama just hit a whole new level of scandal. Toni Braxton was nowhere to be seen on that stage, but her sister Tamar, she was front and center, owning the spotlight like it was her show. Cameras caught her dancing right next to Birdman, her brother-in-law, and fans could not believe what they were seeing. Tamar was twerking, laughing, and vibing hard to every track from both sides of the battle. But what really had people talking was how comfortable she looked with Birdman. At one point, she even leaned in to wipe sweat off his head, and that clip went viral in seconds. The internet exploded with outrage. Comment sections were flooded with fans saying, "Ain't no way that's okay, and you don't touch your sister's man like that." The whole thing spiraled fast. People were calling it disrespectful, messy, and downright suspicious. Tamar didn't say much at first, but her body language told the world she wasn't worried one bit. Then came the real plot twist. Rumors resurfaced that Tamar and Birdman actually dated way back in the early 2000s, long before Toni ever got with him. Back then, it was all hush-hush talk, just whispers floating around the industry. But insiders claimed the two were definitely close, maybe too close. Nobody had proof, but the way they moved together that night had fans saying, yeah, something's up. And honestly, when you put it all together, it suddenly makes sense why Tamar seems so comfortable around Birdman. That kind of chemistry doesn't come from nowhere. If those old rumors are true, it flips the whole situation, because that would make Toni the one who crossed the line, not Tamar. Imagine finding out your sister dated the man you're with now. That's wild. The Braxton drama just keeps getting deeper, and this one might be the most scandalous twist yet. Now here's where things take a shocking twist. Turns out Toni Braxton and Birdman actually got married, but what happened next had everyone's jaws on the floor. According to leaked court documents, the two secretly tied the knot on August 8th, 2024, but just 48 hours later, yes, 2 days, they were already separated. The paperwork used only their initials, TB and BW, probably hoping to keep it under wraps. But come on, it didn't take long for people to connect the dots. The documents clearly listed the marriage date and the split, August 10th, 2024, and just 2 weeks later, Toni filed for divorce. In the paperwork, she and her attorney described the marriage as irretrievably broken, which is basically legal talk for this relationship is done for good. The internet went wild trying to figure out what could have possibly gone wrong in just 2 days. But then, just when everyone thought it was officially over, Toni changed her mind. In January 2025, she quietly dismissed the divorce petition, and Birdman signed off too. That means as of right now, the two are still legally husband and wife, whether they're living together or not. And thanks to Tamar's recent chaos bringing old drama back into the spotlight, fans just found out that Toni and Birdman are still together behind the scenes. Now, the big question everyone's asking, why stay together after all that? Well, insiders claim Toni might be hanging on for financial security. She's had a long public history of money troubles, from bankruptcy filings to unpaid taxes, and Birdman's got the kind of cash that can keep things comfortable. Some fans even say Toni sees Birdman as her financial safety net, especially with her health issues and recent financial setbacks, whether it's love, loyalty, or just smart survival. One thing's for sure, Toni's playing this game her way. And Birdman, he's clearly not letting go either. This marriage might be messy, but it's far from over. People online are saying Toni and Birdman couldn't be more different, like total opposites who somehow ended up in the same storm. Word is, their marriage might have been more of a business arrangement than a fairy tale love story, and honestly, that wouldn't surprise anyone at this point. The vibe between them has always felt complicated, like something's being held together by image, not emotion. Now, whether Birdman was actually the man in question from Tamar's accusations still isn't confirmed, but just the rumor of it had Toni Braxton completely losing her cool. Toni snapped, saying that Tamar loves being infamous more than famous, and that she's beyond disappointed in her sister's behavior. She even admitted she's been paying her own publicist to clean up Tamar's messy image online. Imagine having to hire a whole team just to manage your sister's social media drama. That's wild. And fans were quick to point out, Toni's emotional reaction made way more sense if Tamar was talking about Birdman all along, especially since rumors have been swirling that Tamar and Birdman dated first. The tension suddenly made sense. This wasn't just about family, it was about a love triangle wrapped in years of resentment and buried secrets. But Tamar wasn't sitting quietly while Toni threw shade. Oh no, she came with receipts. Tamar started dropping her own claims, saying that Toni isn't as innocent as people think. She even said it was Toni's idea to bring their niece Ashley onto the show, the same niece who later spilled some jaw-dropping tea of her own. Ashley revealed that her father, Michael Braxton Jr., and her stepmom once found inappropriate text messages between Ashley and one of her aunt's partners, and that partner turned out to be Trina's ex, Gabe. The whole situation was disturbing and messy, and fans couldn't believe how deep the Braxton family web of drama really goes. Every time you think you've heard the worst of it, another layer peels back, and it's always more scandalous than before. When Ashley first told her aunt what happened, she said her aunt was loving and heartbroken over the situation, showing real emotion and concern. But as time passed, something changed. Ashley claimed her aunt's attitude shifted completely, almost like she started to side with the wrong person. As Ashley got older, she said it began to sink in just how strange it was that her aunt stayed with that same partner even after everything that went down. That's when things took a dark turn. Apparently, her aunt started blaming Ashley instead, saying she was part of the problem. The betrayal there is unreal. So Tamar brought Ashley onto the show to finally speak her truth. But here's the kicker. Tamar said it was actually Toni's idea to include her niece in the storyline. That set off a whole chain reaction of family drama because now fans don't even know who's really telling the truth. Was Tamar trying to help Ashley heal, or just using her pain to stir up the pot and get revenge on her sisters? A lot of viewers think Tamar had an ulterior motive, not genuine concern, but pure payback. They believe she's exploiting her niece's trauma to throw shade at her sisters and grab headlines. And honestly, that theory doesn't sound too far-fetched considering how every Braxton scandal seems to end up benefiting Tamar somehow. But if you look closer, the real story here goes deeper than Toni versus Tamar. It's about Ashley, a young woman trying to find her voice while being dragged into her family's chaos for TV ratings. She's become the centerpiece of this messy season, carrying the emotional weight of grown adults' drama on her shoulders. And now, she's the one catching all the backlash online, people calling her a liar, a pawn, or worse, while the sisters keep going back and forth like it's just another episode. It's heartbreaking and scandalous all at once. Turns out, it really was Toni's idea to bring Ashley onto the show, not Tamar's. That revelation flipped everything upside down and made Tamar's next accusations hit even harder. Tamar went off, saying her sisters have been secretly jealous of her for years, and that they love to gaslight her every time she opens up about her emotions. She said they twist her mental health battles into weapons just to make her look unstable on camera. And honestly, that's a low blow. In Tamar's own words, "You're not going to guilt me over having depression and anxiety, especially when half of that came from y'all." And you know what? That hit deep, because if that's true, it's seriously messed up. Imagine fighting your own mind while your family turns your struggles into insults. That's beyond cruel. Tamar's been loud and honest about her mental health journey, so watching her sisters use it against her on national TV, that's wild. She also clapped back at the whole cease and desist situation, questioning what her mental health had to do with any of that. She told them straight up she didn't do or say anything to deserve a legal threat, calling the whole thing ridiculous. Tamar made it clear that dinner wasn't about to become her mental illness coming out party for her sister's entertainment. She wasn't letting anyone turn her vulnerability into reality TV content again, and honestly, she sounded like she meant every word. Tamar reminded everyone that she's been transparent about her depression and anxiety for years and that she's actively getting help. She even revealed she talks to a counselor multiple times a week, both on and off set, proving she's doing the work to stay healthy despite the chaos around her. It's heartbreaking and powerful at the same time. A woman trying to protect her peace while her own family keeps stirring the storm. This isn't just family drama anymore. It's emotional warfare with cameras rolling. But just when everyone thought Tamar was finally standing her ground, things spiraled right back into chaos. Her sisters weren't having it, especially Tawanda, who rolled her eyes mid-conversation and muttered something under her breath that set Tamar off instantly. Cameras caught Tamar slamming her fork down, shouting that she's done being the family's punching bag. The energy in that room, pure fire and tension, like decades of resentment exploding in real time. Toni tried to stay calm, but her voice started to shake too. She told Tamar she's tired of walking on eggshells and that the family has to protect their brand. That's when Tamar snapped, yelling that her mental health isn't bad for the brand. It's bad because of the brand. The whole table went silent after that line. Even Trina and Tawanda looked stunned, like Tamar had finally said the one thing everyone was too scared to admit out loud. And the internet ate it up. Fans online were divided, half saying they finally understand why Tamar feels so isolated, and the other half calling her dramatic for making everything about herself. But one thing's clear, the Braxton sisters' wounds run way deeper than what we see on TV. This isn't just sibling rivalry anymore. It's pain that's been festering for years, now spilling out for the world to judge. Later in the episode, Tamar stormed off set in tears, saying she didn't want to be filmed anymore. But the cameras kept rolling as producers tried to calm her down behind the scenes. She shouted that she's been loyal, honest, and open, and that everyone in her family keeps betraying her for ratings. "I'm not your storyline," she cried, and you could feel every ounce of that heartbreak. Meanwhile, Toni sat in silence, staring into space like she was processing everything. Maybe guilt, maybe exhaustion, or maybe realizing how far gone things really are. Because at this point, the Braxton family's bond looks shattered. And if Tamar decides to walk away for good, this might be the end of the show as we know it, or the start of something even messier. Stay tuned for the final piece, and don't forget to hit subscribe to JuicyReel so you don't miss the next wild twist. After that explosive dinner, the Braxton family hasn't been the same. Cameras caught them barely speaking during filming, and producers had to edit around silent tension just to keep the show moving. The energy is heavy, like everyone's walking through emotional landmines. Tamar's been avoiding family events, while Toni's keeping her distance, focusing on music and trying to look unbothered online. But fans aren't buying it. They can feel the tension even through Instagram posts and staged smiles. Rumors are now flying that Tamar's ready to quit the show completely, saying she's tired of being the villain in her own family's story. Insiders claim she's working on her own docuseries, one that'll expose the truth behind all the fake sisterhood we've been seeing on TV. And honestly, people would watch the hell out of that. The girl's been through public breakups, career setbacks, and family betrayal. She's got a story to tell, and fans are dying to hear her unfiltered side. Meanwhile, Toni and Birdman are still confusing everyone. One minute they're split, the next they're spotted leaving a studio together late at night. Some say Toni's just trying to protect her image while figuring things out behind the scenes, while others think she's holding on because of loyalty or money. Either way, their situation screams complicated. Tawanda and Trina, they're caught in the middle, trying to keep peace while still throwing little bits of shade when cameras are rolling. Every confession scene turns into a mini therapy session mixed with a clapback. You can see the exhaustion in their eyes, but also the addiction. Because let's be real, the fame and drama keep them relevant. The Braxton legacy used to be about harmony, sisterhood, and soul, but now it's turning into one of reality TV's most unpredictable sagas. From love triangles to betrayals to emotional breakdowns, it's a roller coaster you just can't look away from. And whether you're Team Tamar, Team Toni, or just here for the drama, one thing's for sure, this family feud is far from over. So keep your popcorn ready because with the Braxtons, every episode feels like a finale. Tamar later made it crystal clear she's perfectly fine, just tired of everyone weaponizing her vulnerability like it's entertainment. She said her emotions aren't a storyline, they're real life, and she's done letting people twist her pain for TV views. And this time, the internet actually had her back. Fans flooded social media defending her, saying her sisters have been gaslighting her for years and turning her genuine hurt into a punchline. They said Tamar's outbursts aren't drama, they're cries for help that keep getting ignored. But things got even messier when Tawanda allegedly started pushing Toni to press charges against Tamar. Like, who does that to their own sister? Fans online were furious, calling it heartless and unnecessary. Many said the families completely lost sight of what matters, that they're so deep in their TV roles they forgot how to be a real family. Still, not everyone was on Tamar's side. Some viewers said they've had enough of the constant crying, yelling, and chaos, calling her emotionally exhausting and saying she needs to step away from the cameras for good. One commenter even wrote, "The whole Braxton family needs a reality TV break permanently." And honestly, after all this, who could argue with that? The drama's gotten so toxic, it's hard to tell what's real anymore. Are these women trying to heal or just keeping the ratings alive? Every argument, every tear, every shocking revelation has blurred the line between reality and performance. But one thing's for sure, this family's love story has turned into one of reality TV's most explosive sagas ever. So here's the big question. Did Toni really flip out because Tamar brought up Birdman, or is there more to it than we know? Are the sisters truly gaslighting Tamar, or is she spinning the narrative herself? Either way, the Braxtons have the world watching, waiting for the next meltdown, the next confession, the next betrayal. Drop your thoughts below, because this one's got everyone talking. And if you live for the drama, scandals, and secrets, make sure you subscribe to JuicyReel, where we keep it raw, real, and juicy.